and following us into the weekend.
Righty.
According to staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton, he said a good-looking day today. Mostly sunny, up to 80. I think it's going to be warmer than that. 85, I think he said. Clear and 65 overnight. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow for the Rabbit Fest. You want to go hang out with Casey. A nice toasty 90 for the high. Increased clouds late in the afternoon. Expect the same on Sunday. We're going to be in the mid-80s and low 90s next week.
All right.
Loving it. It's already, 65 right now. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah. All right, I'll deal with it. All right, time for strange but true news. Casey?
Bring it on.
All right, a 62-year-old man who was buried alive for 4 days was rescued after cops heard his muffled cries for help coming from underground. Officers in Moldova found the man as they were investigating after a 74-year-old woman was found dead in her own home by a relative on Monday. Cops arrested the suspect in her death, and as they searched his home in the same village, they heard cries for help from nearby.
That's lucky.
Yeah, they started digging and found the entrance to a makeshift grave where an 18-year-old man had locked up the elderly man. Cops footage released on Wednesday shows the man being pulled out. He was conscious and had a neck wound. Now, cops determined the woman died after being physically attacked and severely wounded. Cops quickly identified an 18-year-old relative of the deceased as a suspect in her murder. Both the victim and teen were not named in local media. The rescued man is receiving treatment in the hospital. 4 days being buried.
I'm surprised he was still able to yell for help.
Yeah.
After 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah. And that they heard it.
Yeah.
Wow. That was luck right there.
That is. All right. Video shows a couple of men in a machete fight outside of a gas station in the Dominican Republic.
A machete fight?
Machete fights. Yeah. Guns are banned, so you have to use machetes now.
All right. Ninjas.
It ended with one of the men picking up his own chopped off hand off the ground and calmly walking away. The two were caught on camera swinging machetes at each other Tuesday in San Pedro. Now, following a series of wild slashes, one of the men knocks his opponent to the ground. They continue swinging their machetes at each other before the one on the ground manages to make it back up to his knees.
Yeah.
And chops off his opponent's hand at the wrist.
That'll do it.
Yep. The video shows the man's hand flying off and landing on the ground. The injured man returns to the scene of the fight to calmly retrieve his severed hand. Reports say the two were friends. They're probably not going to share Christmas cards with each other this year.
Now get over it.
They got into a fight over a woman. Aha! That makes sense now. It's always the woman.
What? No, it is.
Women are causes of wars, by the way. The man who lost his hand was reportedly taken to the hospital afterwards. Not clear if either one of them are going to face charges.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll be able to put his hand back on.
I don't know. He's not going to be able to shake hands.
No.
Well, all right. His name was Ronnie Joe Kirk. Was. How he got to be in the chimney of the Good and Loud music store in Madison, Wisconsin is anyone's guess. The body of the 5'7" man was discovered at the base of the chimney back in '89, okay, during the removal of a boiler, but he wasn't immediately identified. 30 years later, Madison cops reached out to the DNA Doe Project. That's a nonprofit that helps cops trace unidentified individuals. It took more than 2 years to develop a DNA profile from a strand of rootless hair found with the skeleton. Then it came to the trouble of investigating connections to identify the individual, who turned out to be adopted. Madison Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said the identification is just the first major step in the investigation. Now they have to start the process of trying to figure out who Ronnie was and how he ended up in Madison. He was born back in 1942.
Wow.
Now, Kirk hailed from Tulsa, Oklahoma, was adopted, and was married and divorced twice. In 1970, he was accused of deserting his wife and child, and a court date was set in Madison, but Kirk never showed.
And somehow ended up in a chimney.
Yep. They note that the skeleton, though it had to have been in the chimney up to 2 years before it was discovered, was found alongside an Iron Cross necklace, a sleeveless dress, a button-down shirt, a sweater, and pointed shoes. It's unclear whether the man got into the chimney by himself or was put there by someone else.
Which is probably more
his
likely,
wife.
Right? The one he abandoned.
Yeah. What is clear is that he couldn't have gotten inside the closed-loop chimney from inside the building. He had to be done from the outside. The DNA Doze Project stated that they hope his family has some kind of closure for Ronnie being missing for so long. I think they were over it by then. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, guys, don't leave your wife and kids.
Nope.
Don't
end up in a chimney.
Don't be a Kirk.
Don't be a Kirk.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Okay. Lampasas Real Country is on iHeartRadio, or just download the app on your phone. Take us everywhere you go. You don't mind. 8:48, a dozen before 9 at Lampasas Real Country. Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. Good Friday morning to you.
Ken and Casey in the morning. The real-life version of the Looney Tunes. Lampasas Real Country on iHeartRadio.
In the heart of Lampasas, there's a place that